Good afternoon, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are on the planet. This is Gardening Over 40, episode 9. I'm the Frugal Gardener, and as you can see, we're inside today because outside is not looking so great again. We got more snow, but we will press on. If you are elsewhere in the world, UK or India or um, wherever you are. I am in the U.S. I am the Frugal Gardener. I garden in Zone 7A, which, if you're not familiar with that, that is in the southern part of the United States. And in my mid 70s, I'm showing you a couple of things here. This is part one of three things that I'm going to go over with you guys today. So stick with me because the third one is a new segment, and that segment is entitled Almost Free. So these are things that I'm going to show you, direct you to, where you can get free items for your garden or almost free, as the title indicates. So we're going to start with segment one, and this is, believe it or not, this is celery. Yep, we'll get to that in a minute. But this is the guy I'm after right now. And this is watercress. So, what I'm going to do for the next couple of weeks is give you guys healthy options that you can grow indoors, plant in your kitchen window. It's not going to be a big fuss. You don't have to do a whole lot of maintenance on it. But things that are healthy for you, like this watercress. This watercress is considered a superfood. And right now, it's not as robust as I would like for it to be. Uh, I put it in the sun, but it probably needed more light. I can cut this, cut it down. This will grow back. This is cut and come again. This will keep it from bolting, and I'll be able to use this several times. This is good for people our age because it's full of antioxidants, and it is, like I said a minute ago, this is a superfood. And excuse my camera here. This has over 50 vitamins and minerals. It's good for your vision, and it helps boost your immune system. I put it in my soups and stews. In the UK, they use it in sandwiches. You can also use this in salads. So that's the first thing. Next week, I'll give you something else. I have a couple other things that I'm growing that I think you might want to grow that you might be interested in. So, number two, moving along quickly, he said, is the celery. This is something you may want to do with your children or grandchildren. Um, this celery on the left was planted by my nephew. I have several. This one was 9, and this was planted on December the 23rd. They grow fast. Basically, you just cut off the celery and you're left with the bottom, and you plant the bottom. Stick it in the bowl with about an inch of water, and in less than a week, you'll see it start to grow. So next week, I'm going to take one of these out, and I'm going to show you how to plant it in soil. Once it roots, roots aren't very big, but something else you can stick in your window. This needs hardly any care at all. As a matter of fact, I didn't add any nutrients to this, but once it starts to get up some size, you will have to eventually put it in a different container. Doesn't have to be that deep. It's pretty shallow, and the roots are shallow. So that is the first segment of this week. Moving on quickly, I'm not going to keep you guys long again today. This is a follow-up from last week. This is my do-it-yourself hydroponic system. What I'm showing you here is collard greens. There's a lot of things you can grow in these containers, and people don't because number one, they're intimidated. Number two, it's costly. I looked this up, and there are a lot of seniors, a lot of older people, a lot of millennials that look at this and they don't think they can do it. They think it's too high tech. It is not. This is almost considered low tech. If you've ever had fish in a fish tank, then you can easily put together several of these. This is about 5 weeks old. That tubing connects to this pump on the left. There are people who say you don't need these pumps. These pumps, the way I use this system, they aerate the water, which helps your plants to grow. Now, why? It's a big question. Why should you set the system up? And that's, boy, I'm telling you, I can give you lots of reasons. I won't give you a whole bunch, but number one, it uses 90% less water. But the biggie for me is that you can grow in this year round. We talked in the first couple of episodes about bending and lifting and carrying and being out in the heat and all the things that go with growing your garden. I had, before I moved, I think I had 6 or 7 of these set up. It was basically a living salad bar. Um, I mean, you can grow spinach, bok choy, tatso, cherry tomatoes, lettuce. There are actually 23 different plants that you can grow using this system. Basically, I have a light I keep on mine. Again, there are people who just stick it in the window, they don't use a light, and they don't use a pump. I'm recommending that you use both. And I said last week, in last week's video, that I would give you more information on it. Someone wrote in the comments and they wanted to know about the nutrients because you need to have nutrients to grow things. Now, I watch a lot of these videos before I do mine, and a couple of people that are saying, "Oh, you don't need to add anything." Well, I disagree. Sorry. You have to feed anything that's living, whether it's human, whether it's animal, whether it's plant. It has to get nutrients from somewhere. Same thing I was saying about the celery. Eventually, that has to go into a place where you're going to get nutrients. So right now, I'm currently using this Ergo liquid plant food. That's what I'm using right now. But that's going to change because as I expand my garden, my indoor hydroponic garden, I'm going to need more nutrients because to answer the question that was in the comments below, I use 2 tablespoons per gallon. So this is a little less than a gallon, but 2 tablespoons every 10 days. That's pretty much it. The roots should be white. I'll probably show them to you on the next video. If the roots are white, that means the roots are healthy. Now, very important, you do not have to go out and spend a ton of money buying these systems. I saw on average systems are like $300. Now, you're going to go to Amazon or you're going to go, I don't know, Walmart, wherever, go online, and you're going to see these for $50, $60. Okay, that is all well and good, except for the area. These little net cups here that I'll explain in a second are way smaller and the container that you're growing it in is going to restrict you from getting a larger plant. I'm going to take this out so I can show it to you. This is the size of what you get when you buy those tabletop systems that they're selling pretty much everywhere. This is the size that I use. This is 2 inches. This is way bigger. And the reason why I took this out was to show you this is another way you can use. This is just a regular old Deer Park water bottle. This fits in perfectly. They sell these. Let's see if I can get a good shot of this. This is salad greens. There's a couple different kinds you can get. And the problem with using this is algae. Whatever container you use, every time you see me or any of my previous videos, you'll see that I use these food grade containers. Why? Because they're sturdy, because they don't let any light in, and if you don't get light, you won't have a problem with the algae. Everybody wants to take shortcuts, or, I mean, yes, you know, we're saving money here, but you don't have to use a coffee can. Any container where you can cut the top out and you put the net pot in, you can use it to grow your garden. And as I said, my advice is start with one. And then once you feel comfortable, you can build it up. So as to how you do this again real quickly, these are air stones. They come in different size packages. This is the tubing. Like I said, this is similar to the same thing that you do when you are putting together a fish tank. This little spongy things here, they go in the net pots. The nutrients go in the water. These pots here, this is a whole sleeve, so you don't have to buy them one at a time. What's out here is what you see here. They're different sizes, so you decide what size you want and how you want to set your system up. But it's all pretty basic. You need a motor. Each of those motors will run 2 pots. That's why I have this turned this way so you can see. You can hook the hose up to those 2 outlets there. So I can run 4 different systems off of these 2 motors. So you need a motor, you need the tubing. Tubing connects to the air stone. Air stone goes into the container. And then you take your net pot, you take this sponge, you put it in the net pot, you put in your seed, and that's it. That's all you have to do. You put it in, you give it light, and you're off and running. So, still not convinced? How about this? It takes 3 months on average to grow lettuce, cherry tomatoes, I don't know. There's a lot of different things. Spinach, whatever it is. It takes roughly 3 months. Let's just say lettuce. And when you use this system, when you're using, hydroponics, 2 months. So if you start your seeds indoors in the spring, say April or May, and you get a harvest in the summer, and you plant again, and you get a harvest in the fall, it's great. You get 2 harvests out the year. If you are using this hydroponic system, you're going to get 5 or 6 harvests out of the year, because you're going to grow this in like a 2-month time period, and you have a quick turnaround where you can just keep going and going, because once you buy this stuff, you're not buying it every time you plant, because what you have here, these air stones and so forth, you don't have to replace those every time. The only thing you're really going to have to replace is the plant food and the seeds. So that's something that motivated me to get into this. The other thing is, we talked about cost earlier. Everything you see here, the nut pots, the air stones, the inserts, the plant food, the uh, I didn't even show you the air control valves, because you can add more valves to these, where you can run more than two off of each one. You can run three, you can run four. So if you add those, then that's going to cost you a little more. But then this air pumps, these are 7-watt air pumps. Believe it or not, those cost me $24.82. So all together, the entire setup, obviously the coffee cans and all that, is you're not paying for that. $90.61 to get the system set up and to get it started and get it going, and you're off to the races. Everybody's talking about the cost of food. Uh, I don't talk politics here. This is a gardening channel, and I'm going to keep it that way. But if you feel like you're having a problem making ends meet, or if you feel like you're paying too much for food and you need an option, something to offset that, this might be the solution for you. So, without further ado, I'm going to move on to a new segment, the final thing that I want to talk to you guys about today, and that is the free or almost free. So, there's so many things to choose from. I wasn't sure which one to start off with, and a few of these I've done before for you guys. So, I decided to go with the one that I think people know the least about, and that is SNAP. If you're not familiar with this program, but you may have heard of it, it's basically an assistance program to help low-income people with their food. Uh, Most people, if you say EBT card, they'll know what you're talking about. But here's the deal. Most people don't know that you can use this program to buy seeds, vegetable seeds. And a lot of people don't know that Amazon accepts these cards now. Amazon recognizes this program. So if someone you know has one of these cards, or if they're in this program, they can order vegetable seeds from Amazon or pretty much anywhere else, not just Amazon, and have those seeds sent to their home. This goes back to another thing we were talking about, less trips back and forth to Home Depot and to the plant store and everywhere else. So let's say hypothetically you don't qualify for this, but you know someone who does. So what happens? You can make a deal, some sort of arrangement with them where they can order a couple of packs of seeds and you guys can share the seeds. Or if they don't have a green thumb, you can introduce them into gardening, or they can give you the seeds and you guys can split the bounty. You can split the harvest. So there's a couple of ways you can use this even if you're not eligible for it. But that's it for now. Next week, I'm going to have another almost free, and I'm going to have another plant, vegetable, herb that you can grow in your kitchen window and hopefully keep you healthy this winter. That's it for today. That's it for now. I'm the Frugal Gardener. I hope that you will click like. Please, please repost this, send this link to your friends, and hit that bell for notifications. I'm here every Tuesday. I'm a little bit late putting this up today. I said 12 o'clock, but it's okay. Well, at least I hope it's okay. I'll catch you guys on the next time. And remember, when you grow your own food, you'll always know where it comes from. Catch you guys in a week.